Alright. Yo, check it out. This is IllStafa. You know what I'm saying? 1/4 for AMN. And right now I'm chilling with DMV Live Radio. Bet.
Let's start this. Let's start with the name. I need to come up with the name.
Really? My brother Ike the Kid actually astounded me that name. I used to go by Young Moose. You know what I'm saying? That really just came from people calling me Moose growing up. But yeah, one day we were just chilling at Ike's spot. He was just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You should call yourself IllStafa. I was like, at first I was a little like, IllStafa, like. But then I realized, you know what I mean? I feel like I always tell people that I'm a DC nigga, I'm a DC dude, but I'm a Philly MC. Like, I feel like my demeanor on the mic is like kind of like Philly artist, but I feel like my perspective on the world is like a DC person. So yeah, IllStafa. So that's how I rock with it, and I'll keep rocking with it.
When did you first fall in love with hip hop?
I'll say the first memory was MC Hammer dancing. So I guess from that memory to like remembering like clips of, you know what I mean, Ice Cube, It Was a Good Day, and Snoop. I guess, you know what I mean, at a young age, those are the memories that's been in my head. Since then I've always had a relationship with hip hop. So you could say just growing up, hip hop is kind of like it's kind of like a relative, you know. I came up with.
Of those people, who were some of your influences?
I mean, you know, Tupac, Biggie, but I think to really say who's my influence for me to want to pursue hip hop would definitely be like Eminem, would definitely be Nas, Kanye West later on. Once I really started wanting to become an artist, that was somebody I really looked at all the time. Like, yo, he's different, and he's just like everything he does is just like gold. So you can say those are like my influences.
Let's get into your hip hop rap. When did you first start rapping?
Like I actually started putting effort to put the pen to the pad when I was 14. My family, you know, I had like around middle school, basically my family fell apart, and parents were on drugs. I moved in with my grandmother, and I was just frustrated all the time. It was just like, yeah. And like the only way I could really release it out, I remember, you know, going to school, they always say, oh, if you have problems, write a poem. So I actually started doing that, and more turned into rap. So that, and plus I remember around the same time I went to see 8 Mile, and watching that movie, that influenced me so much. It was just like, that's what I gotta do.
So like from being a frustrated young guy to, you know, like you as a rapper, like what made you decide like, yo, I'm gonna do this professionally? When was that moment?
Yeah, when I seen 8 Mile, that was definitely the moment. That was like, yo, I want to do that.
Professionally?
Yeah, professionally. Like and it wasn't even like that movie. The reason I love that movie so much because it doesn't show the glitz and the glamour of hip hop. It actually shows the grind. It shows the work you got to put in. Just real hip hop. So, you know what I mean? Along with the talent, along with how Eminem, I guess his chemistry with his friends, and I kind of related with that with my people. That just is like, all right, like that's what I want to do.
Okay. Let's go a little bit. Let's backtrack a little bit and go into a little bit into your sound. You said that you were a Philly dude, but with a DC.
Philly MC.
Philly MC. Sorry, Philly MC with a DC perspective. Can you kind of go into a little bit more deep detail about that?
Whenever I rap, I always rap with emphasis. You know what I'm saying? I always feel like I always put my emotion into my music. I mean, you could pretty much look at any Philly rapper from Beanie Siegel, Cassidy to now Meek Mills. They all put emotion in their lyrics. But I grew up in DC. I lived in Philly for 3 years. I went to high school, but I wouldn't consider myself a Philly dude. But up there, that's really when I started writing. You know what I mean? And being around, going to high school, going into ciphers and like dudes. I remember when I was down here, people used to always emphasize on like freestyling. You know what I mean? Oh, you got to freestyle. But up there, I realized like for real, who freestyles really in the industry? Like you can say Jay-Z and Lil Wayne, but those guys were writing for years before they started. You know what I mean? Just coming off the top of the head. So, you know what I mean, living up there, just writing and really just working on my performance. And up there, really at that in particular time, it was more like DVD rap. So everyone would like go on to DVD. And that's really where I feel like my style really started from there. Just looking at older dudes going on the block, going into school, and looking at dudes just battle it out and just bring that heat. And that definitely is rubbed off on me. But I'm a DC guy, you know what I mean? I'm not really, you know, especially, I'm a Maryland dude, really. You know, it's really no violence in Maryland. But, you know, I've seen a lot, you know, the way I've grown up. I've experienced a lot living up there. You know, now I live in DC, so I occasionally see stuff. Living in, you know, just moving around a lot. I put that aggression that I really was bred on in Philadelphia, along with what I see in around the world, really, and just, you know, put it through the microphone.
Let's get into your first.
When I Go, it was released July 19th. Yeah.
What year?
Oh, this year, 2011.
So tell us a little bit up front about A, the creative process, and B, how have you grown as the aggressive guy, you know?
I mean, if you really want to put, that I just released that like 3 months ago. So I feel like from there, I'm still right now progressing. But the process that it took for me to make that really was prior to that. Through the years of just, actually the first actual mixtape I was actually featured on was called Tearing Down the Industry by King Foz. And it was a combination mixtape with my group member, Philly Cake, and other people I worked with up in Philadelphia. And like, from that point, I didn't really find my voice. You know what I'm saying? I was still rapping like I talk like, hey, yeah, like, you know, I'm hot, you know, like, and, you know, from that point on, it was just a process with working with other artists and going through different studios, and me not really, me agreeing with the mixing. You know, I'm a perfectionist. I like my stuff sounding right. And I met Kevin going to juke joints. You know, he used to rock out the juke joints. And, you know, he was like, yeah, I'm an engineer. Like, you and I could come through and record. You know what I mean? So we went up there, and the first record we did was Make It Look Good. And since then, you know what I mean, I realized the process of record is really just, I really just go through my songs, you know, write them first, go over it, rehearse it like a performance, but bring that performance into the studio. So that's pretty much my process. But other process, I'm really a lab rat. I love the studio. I mean, I could stay up all night, write and lay it down, but really I always go over it before I release my music. I listen to it over and over and see what I could do different, and go back and execute it.
Well, I posed the same question I posed to Reese. Being that you are in the DC area scene, what would you say is the hardest thing about being a DC area artist? What are some of the reasons why, you know, DC really, like, the talent is there, but it's not, it's not growing like Atlanta?
I think it's because people don't really, like the consumers in the DC area don't listen to DC artists. Period.
How do we change that?
I think it's really just giving more to people what they want, including the people more into stuff. I mean, what you guys are doing is really like beautiful. You know what I mean? You guys are having at a campus radio, and you're inviting all local artists. You know what I mean? And there's no real like favoritism. And I think sometimes that plays a part in in this area, is favoritism towards certain artists. Not necessarily because they're nice, because sometimes of the relationship with art, which is cool. But you don't need a just because you're cool with him, you shouldn't block this dude down. You know what I mean? By say instance, like holding certain competitions and giving it to this guy, even though he did one song and this artist did 3, and the crowd was rocking with this guy, but they didn't really like your guy. But you gotta still give it to him. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's really just getting the people to really believe in our artists. Somebody like Fat Trell is somebody, I think he's somebody I really that the area really likes. You know what I mean? He like you don't really hear too much hate towards Fat Trell. You know, but we just need to be more about the people in the area.
So what? Now I'm gonna ask you a hard one.
Good.
Favorite question to ask.
5
Top
hours.
5. Yes, I did it to you. Top 5 albums. Let's go.
Marshall Mathers LP. Illmatic. Machiavelli 7-8 Theory. The other 2 is like fuck. That's really where I get stumped.
Okay.
Nah, I have to put Kanye. Kanye's so hard. I can't really say. Like some days I'll be like College Dropouts is best. Other days I'll be like Graduation. I'll say College Dropout. And but I don't know a 5th. Maybe Reasonable Doubt. I can't really. It has to be, I guess, Reasonable Doubt. But it changed, like, my top 5 changes every day, so it kind of, it's like a shuffle.
Well, how do people reach you?
You can reach me at IllStafa.bandcamp.com. That's where you can check when I go. Also follow me at my Twitter, IllStafa, at IllStafa, or be friends with me at Facebook, Mustafa Humphreys, or check out my now created artist page, which is IllStafa. Yeah, and you can find me there. Check my shit out.
Thank you.